What's going on YouTube? Kyger here. Gardenia has been added to global and we're going to look over her abilities and if you should summon her or not. Let's get into it. Alright guys, so Gardenia is here. I'm going to talk about her abilities, tell you about some translation issues that we had with her, as well as show you what they look like, how it actually works, and what best to use with it. Now first, her basic attack, nothing special here. They've kind of strayed away from these special effects on basic attacks. Not a huge deal to me, it's just something to always watch out for. Passive. This is a big thing for game modes such as Top League where you can't use summoned fairies, but you can still use their passives. So here's a big one right here. Gain a % of your attack based on your max HP. Can be for 6 seconds every 10 seconds. So 60% of the time when you swap classes, and it's not very particular here. Normally it says when you swap to this class with the fairy equipped. So it can be on any of your two teams, your two weapon teams. And when you swap, you will get this as long as it has been 10 seconds. Now it scales all the way up to 2.4% of your max HP. Remember, the Water Echo gives you more max HP, so that'll be something to bonus as well. Not to mention we have the Gladiator passive, as well as Super Strength will increase your attack based on your HP. Last but not least is the active Whirling Dream. Deals damage to enemies within 5 meters of the target, creating a dream of mountain and stream with the radius of 5 meters, which lasts 8 seconds. Now, this is where the translation issue is. The master's healing is reduced by 80%. It's not. It's reduced to 80%. So naturally you would have 100% healing of whatever your HP steal rate or whatever your healing skill is will always be 100%. It's the base amount. Now if you have any bonuses from any healing bonuses such as your fairy wills or generations that increase your healing amount, those will be ignored and you will go to 80%. So if you would normally heal 100 and with your bonus 30% from the generations, you would normally heal 130. Now you would heal 80. And the trade-off of this is that you get 10% additional max HP. So if you had 100 max HP, you now get 110 max HP. Now, once this falls off after the 8 seconds, then if you are above your regular max HP, so if you're, as I said, 100, this makes your max HP 110, and then you take damage and you end at like 102, 103, you will go down to 100. You won't lose the 10 going down to 92. So this is also kind of a heal in itself. Then last but not least is the second effect. When the enemy leaves the dream, they will be slowed by 50%. So if they leave that 5 meter area, they will get the slow and their dodge will be disabled. Now, if you look at the scaling, 10% chance to trigger additional damage when the master's class skills deal damage. So if any of your skills deal damage. With the additional damage being 3% of your max HP, this is a massive amount of damage. Notice that they're pretty careful with the percentage of max HP that you get to it. This scales on everything. It'll scale off your lingering music. It'll scale off of the bonus that you get from Super Strength, the bonus you get from Gladiator. It's just percent on percent on percent. do can only trigger every 3 seconds. Notice it lasts for 6 seconds, so you can do it twice every whirling dream. And that's just for the level 2. Level 3 and level 4 are just percent bonuses to the burst. That generally doesn't matter. Most people will end up dodging the initial burst. Level 5, when the enemy leaves the dream, they will be stunned for 2 seconds. And slow and disabled dodge can't be dispelled. So they won't be able to get rid of it with things like Strength of Nature or Dragon's Roar from Wind Chaser or Dragon Fighter. 6 and 7 are just percentage bonuses. 8 is additional max HP becomes 15%, which is even more. It's a little upsetting that the leveling up doesn't decrease what you're reduced to like make it 90% instead of 80%, but 80% is still fine. I think if you're going to be using this, you want to be using super strength generation instead of the generation that allows you to get more healing. Now, we also need to talk about the level 7 itself. This account can't see it. 1 second. Alright, so here is level 7 level 7 water. And the major difference, I know I'm not showing the full stats, but the main thing going from 6 to 7 is 4% extra block ignore, which is obviously good for dealing damage. Also very important for tank versus tank combat, because that's going to be a lot of the blocking, as well as you'll see, damage. You'll get 3% max HP every hit. People get confused by this because you'll have that blue circle flying around you. That tells you it's ready to go. And then when you use your next basic attack or skill, it'll splash onto them and deal that damage. This is more percent on percent on percent. But you want to make sure you're swapping classes before you're doing this, because you're going to get that extra damage from her passive. Now, max HP, protection rate, these are all great. Healing effect is good, but if you use her ability, you won't get that. In things like Top League, you get more HP. You get scaled extra HP in Top League, so water becomes even better. So it's a pretty good one to use. Now, you're going to want to use Gladiator with this, hands down, period, the end, with level 7 water and Gardenia. Which water fairy gets the cut? It's going to be, you're going to be cutting Lavender, because he's not going to do a whole lot, especially with his recent nerf. So the main ones that you're going to be looking at are Ikoria, Blue Rose, and her. The 4th spot is kind of up to you what you want to do with it. I like using Hydra, pretty good for the bonus defense. Silence, pretty good. Lotus is a good option as well. But as far as the second class, there's only really 2 options here. That's either going to be Priest for the great team bonuses, as well as crit if you're going in that kind of damage route, or people have been dabbling with Dragon Knight to get that extra HP steal rate, as well as bonus defense stats, as well as just the literal most CC in the game from having those 2 classes combined. Let me know what you guys think down below, and should you summon? This is going to be a personal question, but myself, I have 1 copy of her just in case something happens with the antidote system, but I am not going to go on her primarily because I'm saving for the slime event next month. Till next time, guys.